Hi Taurus, here is your ex-partner reading for the month of October 2017. I've done the 2-row spread as always. This will be for you and this will be for your ex-partner. But as I always remind you, quite often the messages or energies can go vice versa. This time as well, I've put a card in the center to act as a central issue or to give a little bit more clarity and information. Now, you guys have got the Moon card, okay? Major Arcana. The thing with the Moon card is I know that sometimes it can talk about things that are hidden, secrets. But it can also talk about the fear of going down a new path. If you look at the card, this lobster, you know, he wants to get out of that water, but that water is his natural habitat, okay? That's his home comfort there. He wants to step out, but the problem is he can't see all the way down the path and he doesn't know where it's going to lead, what he's going to find. So it can be a fear about that. In this particular reading and looking at the other cards, that's what I think it's more talking about. I don't think it's talking about secrets here. I think it's more the fear. And it could be the fear of re-entering this relationship, either for both of you or for one of you. Now, the card that you've got to start with is the Tower card. So in the present moment, and this is for October, we've got the Tower card. I don't think the Tower card is there to represent, well, it could be. For some of you, it could be that the relationship you've been in has literally maybe come crashing down in the month of September, okay? Either when I'm doing this reading or maybe it's going to take place nearer the end of September. But because this is for ex-partners, it's got to have, in my mind, already taken place. So it could be there to represent that for some of you, the fact that this relationship came crashing down was a complete shock and was very unexpected for you, okay? Maybe you really did not see that coming. But for some of you as well, it can be that the Tower card may have been a collapse of an idea, a collapse of dreams that you had for this relationship. Maybe you really believed in this relationship. Maybe you really committed to this relationship and felt that it was going to lead to more commitment, living together, engagement, marriage, whatever. So I think the Tower card can be about two different aspects here for you. Now, the card that they've got the Two of Pentacles. And this is a card about juggling, okay? It can be about juggling finances. For some people, it could be about juggling two people. But it can as well be about juggling with a decision, but finding it difficult here. That card can also be about juggling in regards to a decision about whether to get married or not. And sometimes with that card, it can be about how the spark that was once there between you both is now gone. So it could be there to highlight that your ex-partner is really juggling here about what it is they really want. And maybe they're not completely decided yet. The fact that there is water in this card and that water is very choppy, to me signifies as well that, you know, it's impacting them on their emotional level as well, okay? Now, in terms of thinking and feelings, for you, we've got the Five of Swords. And when I look at this reading, out of the four cards, the four fives. You've got the Five of Swords, you've got the Five of Cups, you've got the Five of Wands within this reading. The only one you haven't got is the Five of Pentacles. And fives are difficult energies, okay? And this Five of Swords, again, is a difficult energy. It talks about conflict here. But what it talks about is somebody here wanting to maybe on some level get the upper hand here. Somebody wanting to speak up and say something because they feel they're in the right, or they feel that they have that right to do that, maybe because something that's been done to them or whatever. But the problem with the Five of Swords is, yes, the argument may be won by you, but it can be won at a cost here. The cost of hurting the other person with your words, or at the very worst, at the cost of losing the person permanently. Now, is in the position of what you're thinking and feeling. Maybe this is more about you maybe wanting to have your say, maybe wanting to have some form of communication, but it being in a harsh way. And it may be what you're thinking about here, especially after this situation. It may very well make you feel like this. But if you are thinking in this way, Taurus, then you're going to have to be careful, because, as I said, you may win the battle. You may win that argument. But you could end up losing that person permanently. So you need to think carefully about that. But as I said, it can go vice versa. Now, for them, they've got the Nine of Wands. And you can see here all these 8 wands behind them, okay? So these are all representative of actions and challenges that they've already been through, presumably within this relationship. But they're holding this final wand here. The Nine of Wands is about having gone through challenges and arguments, but still being slightly on guard here, still thinking that there could be a possibility of more arguments. So it may be that they're expecting you to retaliate in some way. They may very well be expecting this harsh communication from you. And we can see them being very much on their guard here. Now, in terms of the outcome, the first card you've got is the Queen of Wands. It could be that you were in a relationship, with a fire sign, an Aries, a Leo, a Sagittarius. Doesn't have to be, but it's a possibility. But it could also be talking about your energy. See, that Queen of Wands, when she's in the reverse, she can be quite deceitful. She can be prone to jealousy. She can be very pushy and very manipulative. But the one aspect with that Queen of Wands is, if something has happened, the thing with her, I'm trying to think of the way to explain it. The Queen of Wands naturally is a very forgiving energy, okay? She'll forgive and she'll forgive. And, you know, she can allow people to push her buttons, if you like. That's not to say that she's a walkover, because she's far from that. But the thing with the Queen of Wands is, once you've crossed a line with her, once you've gone that step too far, then that's it. It's done and she's done. And then there's no going back. Now, this could be here to highlight how you are feeling about your ex-partner. That for you, maybe you feel a line has been crossed. And for you, there is no going back now. But it could be here to represent the other person's energy if you take on this Five of Swords energy here. That maybe for them it's going to be a case of crossing that line. And that argument, that conflict there with that Five of Swords may just push them to that point. The next card, to further clarify, we got the Eight of Pentacles. And this is about not putting any more hard work and effort. So I personally think that that Queen of Wands is more representative of you. That for you, your ex-partner has crossed the line. Maybe with the unexpected collapse of the relationship, maybe to do with the collapse of your hopes and dreams for this relationship, maybe by them being the ones that are causing or may cause this harsh communication. But I think the Queen of Wands is there more to represent that you are done and you're not prepared to put any more hard work and effort into this relationship. Now, their outcome is the Five of Cups, sorry. And this is about, yes, some people think of this card as having an element of self-pity here. Looking at the cup half full, looking at the cup half empty, rather than half full. The thing is, though, the thing that always catches my eye here is the fact that there are 3 cups here. And sometimes when I see this card, I can often think about a third-party situation. That the person in that card has ended up losing both relationships, or a relationship, one of the relationship has come to an end because of the other third party interference. If that is the case for you, then this juggling up here could be in connection with juggling of 2 people. The thing is, there are 2 steel cups here, and they're both standing. So there is positivity here, but this person is only focusing on what's been lost, is not choosing to see what is still standing. To further clarify that, I then got the Five of Wands. And again, this is conflict. Sometimes it can be more banter, but again, it's people wanting to get their views across, but nobody's listening to each other. Everybody's just shouting and arguing, and nobody is listening, and nobody is paying attention to what the other person is trying to say here. You know, we've got 2 cards here about possible confrontation, the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands. The next card that I took to clarify that Five of Wands for them is the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace is a new beginning. When it's in the reverse, I quite often think it can be to do with a delay. But yes, it can be a blockage here. The Ace of Pentacles can be, yes, about a new beginning with finances and work. But it can also be a new beginning about going down a new path here. In the reverse, we could say that that potential new beginning is not going to be offered here. See, what I think is going on here, that as I said at the beginning, the Tower card to me is representative of either this relationship came crashing down very unexpectedly, or the hopes and dreams you had for this relationship came crashing down. And I think it's left you with that Five of Swords energy where, you know, it's like you want to pay back your ex-partner for what they've done. And the way to do that is with your communication. And I think they're expecting that. They're expecting this conflict from you, or this argument from you. And they're on their guard, because looking at it now, I do think for the majority that Two of Pentacles is talking more about juggling two people. And I think for you, that is what crossed the line. And that Queen of Wands is there to represent that that's it, you're done. And the Eight of Pentacles about you not being prepared to put any hard work or effort into this relationship. I think for a lot of you, your ex-partner is possibly going to want a reconciliation, or, you know, is wanting that. Whether they tell you that or not is a different story. But I think you are the one with that Moon card that is just a little bit too fearful about going down this new path again with your ex-partner because of what they've done. And I don't think you're prepared to give a second chance. So Taurus, that is all I have with this reading today. I will be back with your single and couples readings. Thank you so much for watching this video and for all your likes, shares and for subscribing. Thank you. Take care. Bye.